It's week 5, Dana White's Contender Series. We've got an interesting matchup here because here we are in the featherweight division with Kevin Vallejos. He's taking on Jean Silva. Jean Silva, there's almost nothing to be found online. The easy one you're going to find is a really slick knockout of him beating up some kid that's like 18 years old who was 4-0 at the time, but it was clear that he was a much better fighter. And then there's like 2 other fights you can find with a little more digging, but there's not a ton to go off of here. So if you see a lot of notes here and not a lot here, that's what you're going to get. But I'm going to do my best to give you the best information that I can and explain why I'm coming to the reasoning that I'm coming to. So stay tuned. Let's check it out. Now, for Vallejos, he is 5-0 in the last 5 because he's 11-0 overall. For Silva, he's 5-0 in the last 5. He has 2 losses earlier in the career. Now, this is the matchup, like I said, that is very, very tough to pick, but I'm going to break down Vallejos as best I can, give you some potential things to look out for, and then we'll go from there. So for Vallejos, he's got solid striking, right? He's gonna mix up his strikes to all 3 levels in combination, and he's gonna throw he's gonna change it between the combo and the single shot. So he's gonna throw like a single shot here, and then a combo and a single shot, and switch it up to keep his opponents constantly guessing. And he's gonna mix up those levels in combination. So like he'll go, head, body, leg kick. It's a very impressive series that he does with his strike. He's a very solid striker. In fact, solid's probably not even a good enough word. It looks very nice. Now, their level of competition has been like, it's all right. Not bad, but not great. So it's hard to say how that'll translate into a higher level of competition, but he looks fantastic so far. Now, with the movement, he's very light on his toes and constantly moving, and from what I've seen, he's been able to do this throughout the whole fight. So he does work the body very well. I do like that. He's going to land those shots, suck the wind out of his opponent. And he's got a heck of a volume. Now, here's the thing about the kicks. He can throw them off of either leg from the same stance. So, like, he's throwing those lead leg kicks nice and quick, as well as that rear leg kick. And he does a very good job of mixing them together, putting them in combinations. Basically, overall, his striking is great. When it comes to the wrestling, he does mix in takedowns, and he's going to do it basically to keep his opponent guessing. Does a good job of it. I do like the takedowns when he does that, but the problem that I see is he leaves himself open for someone to capitalize on, say, a guillotine, which, we'll cover that in a minute, is something that I am concerned about, because the way that he takes guys down, he's been threatened with guillotines by really low-level competition so far. He's been able to get out of them. Guillotines are the easiest submission to get out of, so there is that, but it is something to take note of. Now, he also has the ability to catch kicks. He does it pretty well, and he'll mix up whether he does that to get the takedown or throw that cross, land the damage. Now, for Vallejos, I do think he's a pretty complete fighter as far as make it to the Contender Series. He should be a very good contender, but we got somebody on the other side, Jean Silva, or Jackson Jean Silva, if you go by that one. He's got a couple of different names. People from Brazil, you often have that where it's more than just 2 names. So we got 2 names on the topology, and that's what I went off of, okay? So anyway, he's got good striking. Power and accuracy seem to be the things I could highlight. Like I said, there was that fight with him beating up that like 4-0, 18-year-old kid. He didn't want to keep hitting this kid. It was a really strange fight where he'd like land these big shots and he'd be like, it's over. He'd be telling the ref it's over, right? And this kid's like still kind of there, but you could tell he didn't really want to be there anymore. It was pretty bad. And the ref was like, nah, he's not dead yet. Let's get him. And then Silva would come in and land another big shot. And he'd be like, it's over. And he'd try to walk away, and the ref would be like, nah, you can't do that. So then he eventually flatlines the kid. Hopefully the kid's still alive. Who knows? He dropped him really hard. Either way, so Silva, the striking's there. He does have a chance here, but the striking on the Vallejos side, it's pretty crisp, it's pretty clean. I think he's going to have the more volume and combination, so I'm not sure. But Silva hits very hard, and I think the accuracy makes it so that power seems more powerful than it is. He does seem to have a quick guillotine. One of those videos of fights that you can find for Silva is of him getting a pretty quick guillotine early in a fight, and that is something I do worry about for Vallejos. However, so let's put it this way. If you're looking for a big underdog to play this week on the Contender Series, taking a shot on Silva is not a bad play. We don't know a ton about him. He might be better than I'm getting based on this, but that's because we don't get to see a lot of the fights. I could not find more than 3 fights. If you did find more than 3 fights, let me know in the comments, please. I would appreciate it. I had a hard time finding them. Now, either way, on 3 of his fights, he looked good in those, but I've got to side with Vallejos as the pick. But I don't mind a shot on the underdog on the Silva side, but Vallejos is the pick. Based on what I've seen, I think his striking's going to look really good. I think he's going to be able to land some good shots here. And I just don't think that I don't think that he's going to put himself in a bad enough situation that he can't get out of the guillotine. So that's my spot. That's where I'm at. Let me know. This is my least confident pick on the card simply because we only know really one side. But let me know. Like the video on your way out, and go ahead and check out the rest of the videos in this series. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.